Good morning. Welcome to the Grants Management System. Today is the official launch day. Everyone in the Grants and Finance Department is really excited to show this new system to you all and to get all the local centers working in it. First and foremost, we wanted to just put out a little video in addition to all the other little videos and some instruction pages, and we've got an announcement memo for you guys. Hopefully this video just summarizes everything related to what to do on the first day of the grants management system. So first, we've got our announcement memo that I'm going to walk you through. So let's go ahead and do that. This came in the email that this video is linked in. It just goes over some changes at a high level and answer some pretty common questions that we received during testing. So first and foremost, there are things changing to the FY19 membership and funding application. The big item, of course, is how you submit. So there's no part of the application now that should be submitted via email. Everything should be submitted in the grants management system. I think only one center has submitted their membership and funding application, so we can handle that. But before the June 29th deadline for that application, please review the videos and material on how to submit that. So you'll be submitting all of the attachments. You'll be doing that as an upload. And then the actual budget for your FY19 HHSC grant, we'll be processing that through the grants management system or the GMS, and you will be filling it out in the system. So that's a bit of a change from what we're used to. But we felt it was just best to, before RFR start, let's get comfortable with the system, and filling out the budget is the best way to get used to being in the GMS. So how will I get my username and password? A little bit later today, there's going to be a email that goes out. It's going to be a welcome email. It will go to all executive directors, so that's the link. That's the email address that's tied to that is tied to your username. The password will be set in the welcome email, but everyone's username is the same. So it'll say Center City space GMS. So everyone from Abilene GMS and Amarillo GMS down to Wichita Falls GMS and Winsboro GMS. Those are the usernames. Who at the center receives emails from the GMS? So everyone received communication about the difference between an authorized official, a primary contact, which is the executive director by default, and then the financial contact. The GMS is limited to sending emails to these three individuals. There is a video tutorial to show you how to view these contacts. I'm going to show you a little bit in this video. And if you do need to change a contact, please contact Alex Cantu via email. That's me. If you would like to log into the system, and one of the first things you do is review those contacts, I think everything's pretty well scrubbed, and everyone who indicated who they want to be in the GMS should be there, but please double check for us because those are the people who will get emails from the GMS. Everyone in the network received an email a few weeks ago about emails that come from Salesforce. So the GMS utilizes Salesforce. We have Salesforce internally at CAC Texas to track a wide variety of things related to data. But in that, because Salesforce is so big and can send so many emails, a lot of email hosts have blocked those emails. And this goes for Salesforce and DocuSign. The grants and finance department started using DocuSign a little under 2 years ago, and that's something that is going to start being used wholesale for grants administration, everything from contracts to budget revision certification, budget certification, RFR certification. But so that also gets lumped in with this request. the best thing to do is follow this link in the memo and contact your IT provider. So whether that's Microsoft 365, GoDaddy, whoever is hosting Google, whoever's hosting your email, pass this on and ask them to whitelist the list of IP addresses, and that should take care of that for you. So RFRs are the big one. I think lots of people have questions about RFRs. RFRs will not actually be submitted in the GMS until the new fiscal year. So we'll start with the FY19 budgets, and then naturally we'll move into FY19 RFRs. So for any RFRs for the FY18 HHSC grant that ends on August 31st, or the FY17-18 VOCA grant that ends September 30th, please continue to submit RFRs via Excel and submitting them at the rfr@cactexas.org email address. Again, there'll be more instructions and videos to help you through that transition. And then also, where can I get technical support with the GMS? That is something you can talk to your grants administrator about, or your grants manager, and the video linked in the memo shows you how to find those folks, and I will go over that with you as well. Okay, so we've been over the memo. I talked about the welcome email. So recording this video first thing in the morning, we're doing some final deployment things, but you will receive a welcome email later today. And by that, before 3 o'clock today, you should have a welcome email. If not, much sooner, hopefully around 11 a.m. is when we will release those. The first things you're going to want to do, review those contacts, which I'm going to show you how to do. Review the CAC Texas grants manager so you can know who to contact for questions about the GMS, and then beginning the FY19 membership and funding application, and I'll show you where those live as well. So let's jump into the GMS so we can walk through a few things. I'm in a test account here. There's a lot of dummy information that is just meant as placeholders so that we could test the system. But first and foremost, I think we want to do the contact so that you can review that. So these are the contacts that are right up here on top. So what I did was I hit this little person here, went to my account, and I'll see some information about my center. If any of this information looks incorrect, please contact me at acan2@cactx.org. But these are the contacts. If you hover over them or you click on them, you can see name, title, center, and your email address. So please ensure that that is correct for all the center, for all your contacts at your center. And then in order to see who is your CAC Texas Grants Manager, we're going to want to click over to subgrants. So subgrants is a new term we're using to describe our pass-through grants. It's a little bit more official, and it helped us differentiate in our Salesforce the difference between a grant, which is our grants from either HHSC or from the governor's office, and then what goes to local centers of subgrants. So let's click on subgrants. So the first time you log in here, you will not see any grants. So you see that I have 5 grants. I've been working in the system a lot, of course. So I have 3 grants that are in my recently viewed. But the first time you log in, you will not see any grants. The reason is you've just logged in and there's no recently viewed grants. And Salesforce defaults to recently viewed. So I want to go over to this button. I want to click all. And for me, you won't see any change, but for you, an HHSC grant will pop up. There isn't a VOCA grant for you to fill out right now, just HHSC. We'll release the VOCA grants once we have a better picture on award amounts and notifications and things like that. So as you can see, I have a lot of information here. If I scroll over to this last column, I see a grants manager. But let's step into a grant 2. And then the grant opens. First field on the right is going to be grants manager. You can see I'm my own grants manager, so step into that. And you can, in your account, there will be an email address, some phone numbers, things like that. So pretty great for you to be able to find that information. So again, the CSC Texas Grants Manager is the person that you will contact with questions about how do I do something, this isn't working. For now, that person's going to be your CSC Texas Grants Manager. So Kelsey Peters, Tiffany Cockhill, those are your folks that will help you out with the system. So a little bit of a walkthrough of the home screen. We've got, and some of this could change. Some of this is coming soon as we move to the summer. For announcements, of course, of this will be hopefully a staple in the grants management system where we can just do some quick reminders, announcements. There are how-to videos that will show you how to do some stuff for the membership and funding application. We've got technical resources, so if we have this is actually a lot of the common items that folks ask for related to grants and finance, things we're often asked about. So things related to QuickTime or a sample timesheet. If you're not on QuickTime, there's some videos there about how to use QuickTime, some financial policies that are pretty common that we tend to send to centers a lot. Information on using volunteers as in-kind match and a sample volunteer timesheet. We've also got RFP for single audit services, sample finance administrator job description, equipment requirements, payroll classing entry, the organizational budget by grant. So lots of stuff in there that centers typically ask for. We've also got some grant regulation resources here for you. So the DOJ Financial Guide, Guide to Grants, a link to the VOCA Final Rule, Uniform Grant Management Standards. So lots of stuff that we get typically asked for. Also, if you scroll to the top, we've got a link to your application materials. So everything you need for your FY19 membership and funding application is here. You'll notice that the project budget for HHSC is no longer here, and that's because that is something you're going to fill out in the GMS directly. So the last thing that I hope is super helpful for you all, this is a test account. It's not actually linked yet. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my Box account and show you. Again, this will be linked on your homepage, but for now on this test account, it's not. So I'm going to log into the CSC Texas Box and I'm going to show you some things. So there'll be a link to this folder. It's the Grants Management System tutorials. So there's membership and funding instructions and HHSC budget instructions. So these are one-pagers that will walk you through step-by-step of what exactly you do to fill out your budget. And then on the second page, there's some common system questions and errors. We have, I went over some of these in the associated videos for these different items, but when we did testing with local centers, this was the majority of what questions came up or what people had trouble doing. So those things can be found here in that same folder. See if I can find that folder again. There we go. X out of that. There's also videos for a video for locating your local center contacts that we went over in this video as well. Locating your CAC Texas Grants Manager, we went over that as well. And there's also videos that will show you how to do your budgets and submit your applications. So hopefully they're a little bit shorter than this video, but same kind of concept. And that is the home screen. That's everything I think you'll probably need to know about the GMS. If you have any questions, please contact Tiffany or Kelsey in these opening days. And yeah, really excited to have local centers in this system. Really think this is going to be a time saver for all the local centers and hopefully make it a little easier to manage these grants. As these grants have really grown in size the last few years, we're really excited that hopefully this makes life just a little bit easier for everyone in the network. Thanks so much, and good luck. Have a great week.